Now reporting, George Stephanopoulos.
Good afternoon. For those of you watching General Hospital, it will be played in its entirety after this break. We do have breaking news now. It's in the Russia investigation led by Special Counsel Robert Mueller. And we have learned that the former deputy campaign chairman of the Trump campaign, Rick Gates, has gone into court. You see him right there, and is now pleading guilty to 2 counts of conspiracy and false statements in the Russia probe. He had been indicted, charged with several counts of fraud, conspiracy against the United States, money laundering, and false statements. But he has decided now to cooperate with the special counsel, plead guilty to 2 counts. Want to get all the details now from our Chief Justice correspondent, Pierre Thomas.
That's right, George. Rick Gates, former deputy campaign manager for President Trump's election bid, is today pleading guilty. 2 counts. First, he's pleading guilty for engaging in a conspiracy to defraud the United States government by not reporting foreign bank accounts that could be taxed and failing to register as a foreign agent for work on behalf of Ukrainian officials who had close ties to the Kremlin. Gates is also pleading guilty to 1 count of lying to the special counsel about the nature of work done for those Ukrainian officials. The special counsel office claims that Gates engaged in this conspiracy with Paul Manafort, Trump's former campaign chairman. Manafort has pleaded not guilty, but now one of his principal business partners is set to be a cooperating witness for the special counsel, something that could have enormous implications for Manafort.
And Pierre, under the dozens of charges he was facing before today's plea agreement, he could have faced years and years in prison. What should he expect now?
Well, he faced at least up to 20 years in prison under some of those previous charges. But by our calculations, he's looking at somewhere a maximum of between 4 and 7 years in prison, George.
But that's the maximum. That's not necessarily the recommendation of the special counsel, Robert Mueller.
Exactly. We expect that he's going to cooperate, George, and that could get him much more lenient time as well.
Okay, Pierre, thanks very much. I want to bring in our chief legal analyst, Dan Abrams, right now. The big question with this agreement, what did he give to Robert Mueller to get it?
That's right, because they wouldn't have made this deal unless they felt Gates had something very important to offer them. And some people are saying out there, well, this is so they can help get Manafort, right, his former boss.
But Mueller already had Manafort.
Right. And so Mueller may not have needed Gates for Manafort. So that's what leads to the really interesting question, which is what else might Gates be able to offer? He was there leading up to the election. He was there during the transition. He may be able to help Mueller put some of these pieces together with regard to the collusion that is the fundamental part of this case.
And now we have 3 officials in the campaign who've all cooperated now with Robert Mueller. You've got Mike Flynn, the former national security advisor. You've got George Papadopoulos, the foreign policy advisor. Rick Gates, deputy campaign chairman.
And each one of them are going to be offering information that the special counsel feels is important, not in some minor issue, but you make these kinds of deals because the special counsel thinks that they can offer information. They can testify against certain people. They can offer times and dates and phone calls that are relevant to this investigation. And speaking of that, I think it's important to note that one of the 2 counts that Gates is pleading guilty to is a false statement made this month.
Just a couple weeks ago, February 1st.
While they were trying to negotiate this deal, which shows you that they are saying he was lying to us even as we were trying to figure out this deal.
And now there is a deal, major development in the Russia investigation. Much more tonight on World News with David Muir. Have a good afternoon.
This has been a special report from ABC News.